What's going on, guys? My name is Gio, and today I'm going to be talking about how a failed cartoon for Comedy Central ended up becoming one of the biggest in the world on Nickelodeon.
The truth.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope I can make your day a bit better. And today I'm going to be talking about Spongebob, if you couldn't pick up on the intro. But yeah, so for those who don't know, Spongebob actually was not meant for Nickelodeon, and wasn't even meant for kids in the first place. And with that, I guess I'll start with the video. So, believe it or not, Spongebob was actually meant to be a show for adults involving like dirty and vulgar humor on the Comedy Central channel. And upon proposing it to the Comedy Central people and corporate, they actually turned down the deal, which might have been one of their biggest mistakes of all time, because they could probably be a lot richer than they are right now if they had accepted it. And they turned it away, which at the time seemed like a normal thing. And the show wasn't even called SpongeBob SquarePants, it was actually called SpongeBoy Ahoy. But one of the reasons that they turned it down as well is because of the fact that the term SpongeBoy was actually already copyrighted by some mop company, and they didn't want to get sued, which was one of the risks of them buying the cartoon, so they decided not to, as well as the fact that they just didn't think that it would be an interesting show for kids. But boy, were they wrong. So after that, the animators were trying to find any possible way that they might be able to change that, and their solution to it all was to clean it up a bit, change the name, and try to propose it to a kids channel. And they decided to go with Nickelodeon. And after proposing it to them, Nickelodeon accepted their offer, and the show absolutely took off. Like, you can look at their first ever cartoon, and it was a huge success. Not only was that a success, so were the rest of the seasons, which it might have ended today, because I don't really watch it anymore. But if it hasn't ended today, it's still been going on for like over 20 years, which I'm not surprised by, considering how popular of a show it was with kids. Personally, growing up, I used to watch that show all the time, and honestly, that show is for all ages. So it doesn't matter how old you are, people still watch it regardless of whether they're 8 years old or whether they're 45. And today, pretty much SpongeBob is one of the most well-known characters to kids anywhere. Like, after my studying that I did to make this video, I found out the only two more well-known people besides SpongeBob on Earth right now are Santa Claus and Ronald McDonald. And SpongeBob today is actually an $8 billion industry. Yes, you heard me right, $8 billion for this cartoon, because of how good the marketing is and how they were able to create merchandise based off of this show. You go anywhere today and you'll find SpongeBob on t-shirts, posters. He even has his own toys. It's crazy how much SpongeBob has taken off and allowed this little cartoon that nobody had ever heard of and that was turned down the first time to suddenly become this great of a cartoon for kids. And with a fair amount of companies trying to advertise it, Nintendo just keeps, or not Nintendo, Nickelodeon just keeps on seeming bigger and bigger. As, for example, the TV channel Spike was actually one of the first people to try to offer for it, as they wanted to try to make a compromise with Nintendo to try to, not Nintendo, why do I keep saying Nintendo? Nickelodeon, to make a spin-off to that was more made for adults like the original plan. But their creator at the time, Stephen Hillenburg, rest in peace Stephen Hillenburg, will always remember you, immediately turned down this deal, as well as Nintendo later on, as they had figured that this was a show that was destined to be for kids in the first place, and it shouldn't change that way because of how great it was just for kids. And personally, there's nothing wrong with that. I believe, yeah, at the same time, it's mostly for kids. Like, it's it took off with kids, and I'm not sure it would have taken off as much as it was all dirty jokes and like vulgar humor. And SpongeBob actually has made a few deals with other companies. I mean, they've made deals involving their merchandise, for starters, with different clothing and toys and all that. And recently they also made a deal with Netflix. And that deal was actually worth $200 million. Yes, $200 million. What was this deal, you may ask? Netflix is actually planning, I believe in 2021 or 2022, they're planning on making a spin-off to the SpongeBob show, still for kids, but on Netflix exclusively. And personally, I think it's a smart idea. And SpongeBob is already well known, so why not make another version of it that kids are gonna enjoy again? And with this, Netflix and Disney Plus right now are going neck to neck in a race for profits. And Disney Plus has acquired Sesame Street and a few other things like National Geographic. But personally, I think Netflix takes the cake here if they have SpongeBob. If you ask me, SpongeBob may be the biggest cartoon of all time, considering how insanely successful it was and how big it is today. People around the world watch it all the time. Like, it doesn't matter what country, unless it's like North Korea or something. Every country, I'm sure, watches SpongeBob. And however, there are a fair amount of dirty jokes in SpongeBob that only adults pick up on, but that just kind of adds to the fact that SpongeBob's for all ages. So it doesn't matter if you're just a little kid or you're an adult. Kids can watch it with their parents, or parents can watch it by themselves. And that was smart by SpongeBob and Nickelodeon for that. And with that, there's my video for you guys. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing and hitting that like button, as well as maybe leaving a comment if you want to see me do something or you just have an opinion on the video. And as always, stay awesome and stay quarantined. See you later, guys.